Welcome to Gamespace Weekly. We're on week number 5 of your look back at everything Gamespace. First up, the news. You know the drill by now. We'll take a look back at everything that you've missed at Gamespace this week that pertains to gaming news. First up, Torchlight 3, or Torchlight Frontiers. In fact, Torchlight Frontiers is Torchlight 3. This week, Perfect World Entertainment, the publisher of the upcoming MMORPG Torchlight Frontiers that's based on the massively successful ARPG franchise, announced that Torchlight Frontiers is dead. Thankfully, Torchlight 3 is going to take its place. Essentially, it's the same game, but without the massively online multiplayer aspect. The team behind the upcoming game are going to take it away from its massively multiplayer free-to-play with a cash shop concept and bring it back towards the more premium buy-to-play on and offline model it's had before. This obviously has its ups and its downsides. To get a bit more detail on that, head over to Gamespace and take a look at the news now. Next up, and probably the biggest news this week, it's Warcraft 3 Reforged. Blizzard's do-over for Warcraft 3, one of the seminal RTS games of, well, our generation really, had a WoW Classic type revamp? Yeah, pretty much. The game itself had mixed receptions, probably best to say, when it launched. It's had a lot of details that have been running around the internet over the quality of the game, how it's aged, and expectations that weren't quite met. We've also got a review as well as news about the release, so head over to Gamespace and check out a look at this game that spawned a MOBA. It spawned the entire genre. It's a huge title, and if you've never played it before, it might be best to pass it up right now until just go play League of Legends. That's probably the big thing to take from this. Moving on. The final thing that we're going to highlight for you this week at Gamespace Weekly, certainly in terms of the news, is Atari. Don't worry, it's nothing to do with Atari's VCS console, it's actually a suite of hotels. I know it's not holiday season yet, but the iconic gaming brand has released details of a suite of hotels that they're going to be building across North America. The first one of these breaks ground in Phoenix later on this year, and frankly the thing looks to be Pac-Man paradise. It has VR suites, even esports arenas, and there's going to be a number of these, like we said, across America. And no details as to how much it's going to cost to sleep with Pac-Man, but frankly, that is not as bad as it seems. What? Next up, as always, we've got reviews for you this week. If you didn't read Gamespace last week, then you'll have missed a few big titles coming out. Obviously, we've already talked about the release of Warcraft 3 Reforged, and if you didn't get it from my last piece, there's some mixed feelings about it. Head over and check out more details about that over at Gamespace. Our next review for you here at Gamespace Weekly is Journey to the Savage Planet. This space exploration, crafting, survival title is a fun frolic through space, except with your imminent death. Heading out as an unwitting victim or employee of the space exploration company Kindred, the 4th best exploration company, Kindred, I might add. You head out to the titular Savage Planet and have a look at some weird and wonderful wildlife, whilst going ahead and trying to find the secrets of this unexplored land. This is a charming title published by 505 Games that we got hands-on with at EGX Res 2019. In fact, we got hands-on with it at EGX 2019. The fact is, this game is fun. It's bright, it's boisterous, it's a great title. There's lots to do, lots of side quests, and a really cool banjo-driven soundtrack. I was impressed. Head over to Gamespace, check out the details, and grab this on PC before you get the chance to do it for real. Okay, we're not going to get the chance to do it for real, but still, head over to Gamespace and check out Journey to the Savage Planet. Next up in last week's reviews at Gamespace is Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. We already know that Pillars of Eternity 2 is a great follow-up to a fantastic RPG. It's a sort of game you can lose hundreds of hours in, and it harks back to an old school ethos to building worlds and RPGs. Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire hit PlayStation 4, and again, we already know that Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire on PC was massively well received. Our PlayStation 4 review takes in the original Pillars of Eternity 2, as well as the Deadfire DLC, all the improvements and bug fixes that came with that. Suffice to say that we got a review of this. It's not unreasonable to say that if you love RPGs, tabletop games, Dungeons and Dragons, all of that sort of good stuff, then you're going to love this game and you're probably going to lose an unreasonable amount of time to it. Head over to Gamespace, check out our review, and just confirm what you already know. Next up on Gamespace, we've got all the other bits and pieces that you might have missed. First off, we took a look at Guild Wars 2's latest Living World episode, A Shadow in the Ice. Just ahead of its launch on Tuesday, we got to drop into the Bajora Marches, the expanded map that comes with this new episode, and all of the other narrative content that comes with that. The Living World is ArenaNet's big narrative push with Guild Wars 2, this massively multiplayer online RPG, and it follows your character, the commander, and their guild as they go ahead and they look to slay the dragon Jormag. Right now, this is the latest big bad in this Guild Wars 2 narrative episode, and the latest one, again, brings us back towards this goal. We took a look at all of the rewards, the new open world map, the Drakkar world boss, as well as the strike missions that come with this. We're not going to spoil any of the narrative content for you, but we do take a general look at the map and everything that's coming with that. If you are into your MMORPGs, if you're into Guild Wars 2, then it's definitely worth a look before you jump in and spend your time in Bajora Marches. That's pretty much it for this quick Gamespace Weekly roundup. Next week you can expect more of the same news, reviews, probably another competition. We're about to just go ahead and draw the winner of our Days of War competition that we've been running over the last couple of days, where you could have won a copy of the new FPS that takes shooter games back to World War II and back to skill-based close quarters encounters that you might have missed from the early days of Call of Duty before it went off into space. Next week, hopefully I'll get a chance to actually give away these cool gaming stamps that I've been holding on to. Other than that, there'll be some other cool indie games coming up and lots of other stuff for you. Take a look at what you've missed over at Gamespace.com and come back next week just to make sure you catch the roundup. Thanks for watching.